Hi everyone, this is Beauty by Santana. Today I filmed myself doing someone else's makeup. We went for a natural glam, a more bronzy glam, so I hope you guys enjoy. Okay, starting off with the Clinique Dramatically Different moisturizer. Just applying that. And then using the Pixie Glow Mist for a little extra hydration. She has drier skin, so this will help her out as far as all the makeup we're going to be applying. Now taking the Maybelline Age Rewind in the color Light, I'm priming the lids. Going in with a neutral brown, I'm just going to start building up that crease and putting in the transition shade from outer corner to inner corner. Now taking MAC Saddle on a smaller brush, I'm going to be applying that right over top and just blending it in with the previous color. Just adding a little bit of depth slowly to the crease and switching brushes back and forth, making sure everything's nice and blended. Now taking Makeup Geek Cocoa Bear on a more pointed angled brush, or pointed blender brush, just giving the crease some extra dimension and blending as I go. Now I'm taking this IBY 3 is Company palette and the gold shade and putting that all over her lid. Now I'm using a little bit of the white shade in the palette just to put on the center of the lid, just to give the lid a little bit more dimension. The gold can kind of make your lid look flat, so this will just bring a little pop of something in there. Now I'm using the Morphe 35K and taking this deeper brown with a small Luxie brush and just adding that to the outer corner just to add a little something there, nothing too crazy. We did some wing liner off camera. I did the NYC Liquid Liner and I'm priming her face with the Rimmel Stay Matte Primer and then going in with the Estee Edit Pore Stick to fill in her pores or any little fine lines she has. This will fill it in very nicely. Just patting that in lightly with my fingers. Now I'm taking the Wet n Wild color corrector wheel, taking the yellow shade and putting that on any dark areas. So anywhere that has darkness, I'll put it there. And then taking the green shade and putting it on anything with redness, just to cancel that out underneath the foundation and making sure it lasts all day and doesn't peek through. Now taking the Maybelline Fit Me Dewy and Smooth Foundation in the color 210, I'm just pouncing that in with my Real Technique Beauty Sponge and really working that into the skin. Now taking the Maybelline Colossal Big Shot Mascara and using the Anastasia Brow Definer in the color dark brown to fill in her brows. Of concealer, I'm using the Maybelline Masterconceal in the color Light to carve out her brows, and this will just really clean them up and kind of bring a little definition to the brows. Once we have everything else on the face, it'll just make them pop even more, and it'll give us a nice separation between the brow bone and the eyeshadow we applied in case we brought it a little too high. Now I'm using 2 concealers for her. I'm using the Maybelline Fit Me in the color Sand, which is a more orange concealer, and then I'm using the Maybelline Masterconceal in Light. So the orange concealer will kind of cancel out any red, like dark circles, and then the other one will just highlight the face where we want it to be highlighted. Now I'm using the Laura Mercier translucent powder, and the key for me is with people with dry skin is to use a damp sponge and to use a small amount and keep working that in the skin until it's gone. I don't let it sit too long because I notice that it will settle into fine lines, so I just really work that in until I can't see the product anymore. Now using a light layer of the MAC Studio Fix powder in the color C3. Now I'm taking the first color we put in the crease and running that on her lower lash line. Now with a smaller brush, taking MAC Saddle and putting that even closer. And then with the pencil brush, using that darker brown we used out of the Morphe palette and lining that really close on the outer half of her waterline, or her lash line. Now I'm taking some Ardell Natural lashes and I cut them in half, and I'm only using half on the outer part of her eye. Now for some contour, I'm using the Smashbox Contour Kit, taking that dark color, the gray color, and just kind of chiseling out her cheekbones. Now using MAC Give Me Sun to really put some warmth back in the skin and bring some life back. If you just use contour, it can really make you look almost like a dead. It doesn't make your skin look healthy, and when you use a warmer orangey color bronzer on top, it can really just bring life back and give you a nice natural sun-kissed glow. Now taking the Covergirl translucent powder, I'm just using that to bake right underneath that contour and that bronzer just to clean everything up. While that sits, I'm going to use the Jaclyn Hill Champagne Pop highlighter, and then using Prosecco Pop right at the top of her cheekbones just for a little extra. Putting that also above the brows and on the chin because I really wanted this look to look glowy and highlighted and healthy. Now I'm doing that on top of the Cupid's bow as well. Now we're going to contour, mixing the two shades in the Smashbox kit, the bronzer and the contour shade. Just running some light lines down the sides of her nose just to give some definition back to the nose because it can kind of get faded out with all the highlight and foundation and everything. I also highlighted with Champagne Pop and then using some of the CoverGirl translucent powder to cook the sides just to make sure the lines are nice and neat and not muddy. Now using the Milani Luminoso blush. Now taking these two white shades, one's a Milani shade and the other one is from the same palette as before, and highlighting the inner corner of her eye. Now taking some Champagne Pop and putting that right on the brow bone. We're going for a really highlighted and bronzy look. So the more highlight and the more shimmer, the better. Now using the NYX pencil in the color Natural, I'm just going to be lining her lips. Now using the Kat Von D liquid lipstick in Bow and Arrow. Using that to fill everything else in. I think this is such a universal shade and it goes so well with any look and on any skin type. So just using that everywhere, and then after I apply this, I'm going to just put a dab of concealer right in the center of her lip and blend that out just for a little dimension and make the lips look a little bit more plump. Now because I feel like we needed some gloss, we're using the NYX gloss in the color Madeline. And this is the final look. Thank you so much for watching. I hope you guys enjoyed.